July the 25th, 2024. As you're looking at the most current images available, and they're very current within 5 minutes of Hurricane Beryl. Now it is 4:21 p.m. Central Time as we're looking at this. I've been looking at it throughout the day, and I've been noticing some changes. The storm came in earlier. If you look at the earlier videos, it came in right across Cozumel, right there, and pretty much was going to come out right in this section of the bend in Cozumel, headed back south. Now notice, and I'll look at it, I'll show you closer as we zoom up on it, but there are 2 points that are sticking out here into the Gulf of Mexico, right there. Now it looks like to me this storm has turned north in the last 4 or 5 frames and is coming out. The center of it appears to be right there on the second point. Again, remember that, because I'm going to show you a close-up map. And I'm not sure if you can see it or if it's just me and I'm old and crazy, but it looks like we've had a turn to the north right there. Now, looking at the infrared a moment, guys, in the last few frames, it seems to wobble to the north. Now, it's supposed to come out right in this area, and I have put together a Google map with the coordinates that they gave us this morning, and I'm going to compare them to the ones we just got. But this turn, I think, has come out since that last wobble, because I'll show you, even though it is showing it not this far north yet on the, again, the printouts. I don't think they've added this latest information in. That's Smokey, one of my huskies that likes to bark at everybody and get things started. Him and Pepper, they're the 2 choir leaders. Anyway, excuse them, but it's raining out here, which thank God it brought the heat down, and we needed it. We didn't get it last summer. But anyway, guys, these last couple of frames, does it look like to you it's turning a little more north? And remember, these 2 points that come off of the north sections here of the Yucatan, as we look closer at it. Let me show you something else. Now, guys, I put the plots in on Google Maps, and I'll just show you something, some of the things that have changed. This was one of the original plots of where it was going to cross right there. Now, this is where it was at in the update this morning, right here at these exact coordinates, and right there. Anyway, they expected it to come offshore and head here. Now, there's a little bit of difference in these lines right here. If you draw a straight line between here and there and here and here, you're going to see that it's out here. The other line is. Now, when you go ashore, let me show you what difference that makes according to their coordinates, okay? By the time we get out from the Yucatan across the southern sections of the Gulf of Mexico, this was the original coordinates this morning right there. Now, this is, if we pull this up, guys, this is Padre Island right out here, and this looks like a lot of marshland, but that's where it's at. That's where it was going to come ashore. Now it has moved 67 miles in 6 hours as far as their plot. Now it is showing Corpus Christi in the Corpus Christi Bay, dead center. And that would be bringing it in from this area. So let's back this out. Again, just the change they have between this line from here to here and the new line that is right here. And if you plot out from there with their coordinates, and they're all right here, guys, the entire synopsis, all the way until back to shore, you'll see that this right there is the new coordinate right here. See that? Again, so in 6 hours of update, 67 miles roughly up the coastline. So right now, Corpus Christi, Port Aransas, Mustang Island, Aransas Pass, Rockport, San Jose Island. Right now, it's looking like it's coming to you. Now, if you were going to put this on a scale, you would say in 6 hours it'd be up in this area. But we don't know what that wobble is doing right now. It could bring it much further north. Again, these are the 2 different coordination points here, and it's roughly 67 miles between what has changed from this morning. Again, let me pull it up just a little, guys. And if you drew this line straight, this would be the next coordinate we would have gotten. But they brought it here. But right here now, I put this up earlier, And these are, if you come off the tip of Yucatan, these are the 2 points right here. And this is part of the Park National, San Felipe National Park. And right to the left of the second point, which would be right in this area, that appears to be where it's wobbling towards, right in this area. You see that? So, again, the difference between where they're saying it is right here. And if it is, then it turned north very quickly in those last 2 wobbles. Again, it's been an hour and a half since that update. And then again, coming from here, this was where it was at this morning, right there. And here's where they're saying it is now. And even at that distance, again, from here to here, and then draw a line, it would come right under here to here. You've got 67 miles on the coastline difference. So I wanted to point that out, guys. Let's look at the latest update from the National Hurricane Center and Fox. Now, a couple of things about this. 4 p.m. Central update, so it's 33 minutes old as I'm speaking now. Winds are at 65 miles per hour, 9 miles below a Cat 1. It's starting to come back offshore. See this right there? And you've got the movement 15 miles west-northwest, 15 miles an hour. So it is slowing down by about 5 miles an hour. And so that's going to give it longer time to move across the Gulf. Now, what has happened, the reason it decreased speed and forward velocity is because it's been ashore. But you see where it is stepping offshore right now. And you can see how that curve indicates the impact point now is further up into Texas. It's going to skim the shore according to this. And this update, guys, came out before those last few frames with that northern wobble. So watch for this to change. Even if I had not seen that wobble, I would be saying watch for this to change. Now you see the possibilities of the cone right here coming into Louisiana, guys. See that? Watch for this to get more and more back to the east as we've seen it done before. What that means is longer time over very warm water. If you look at the ocean temperatures, and we'll take a look at it right now, it has not seen the temperatures that it's about to get into in its entire journey off the coast of Africa. Now, this is the latest sea surface temperature for the Caribbean. Notice out in the Atlantic, this is where a storm came from. You were in the 84s. You can tell by the lighter reds. Then it got into 85-degree weather here, so we were seeing it pick up speed. 84 close to the coast of Cancun. But it's about to go into this 85-degree and then 88-degree water. You see, that's 4 degrees different sea surface temperature. You don't think that's a lot, but to a hurricane, that's what it looks for. So anywhere from this section of Texas to over here off the coast of Florida is very, very warm temperature. Again, notice the darker temperatures. That's what they thrive on. And with that turn a little further to the north, we better watch it. Right now, it's aiming for this section about right in there. Let's see what happens the next few days. Let's check out a couple of other things. Now, here are the water temperatures today at 5 p.m. This is a closer look, so it gets a little more detail. Now, we were seeing that 88 degrees, right? Out here. But look off Apalachicola, 89, off Pensacola, 89, Panama City, 89, 90 off Virginia Key, 89 off Key West. Where's the warmest water that it would be looking at? Right through here, 88 into 91, Clearwater Beach. It gets shallow, and the water gets warmer a lot easier. Shallow water does than deeper water. But this is what it's looking at. So we're going to have to keep an eye on all of this. Now, the poor Canadians got tired of being picked on by some of you in the comments. I understand, just kidding, but really they have now brought their model right up here. And that's about the area where it's going to end up, but I don't think it's going to come in down this far, not quite that far. And the Navy model, it has not changed much. It's kind of ending its path right in here. A couple other models are joining this eastward journey, you may want to say. Again, 5 p.m. update. That's Eastern time, so it's 40 minutes old. The 8 p.m. update will be another crucial one because we can take the actual coordinates of where it is now and do the plotting and see where it's just give us an idea of how much this is changing. It's not that big of a storm, Houston. Probably they're saying a Cat 1 or a Cat 2. But remember what the tropical storm 350 miles south of you called Alberta did to Galveston, the flooding that you had. Now, one of the reasons was the intensity of the heat of the water. That's making a difference now. And this storm is not as wide as that one. The center is much more powerful, but it's not nearly as big. Remember, Alberta covered much of the Gulf of Mexico, but the center of it moved almost due west into Mexico. This one's not going to do that according to this. At first, it looked like it may go across the Yucatan, go into Mexico around the Rio Grande. The models aren't indicating that now. Now, this goes from, let's see, 4 to 5:30, an hour and a half. So it's 30 minutes later than the information we just got. I've noticed this in some of the other radar images also, as if the storm is splitting, and it may throw a very wet wave up towards the northern sections of the Gulf, New Orleans, possibly Mississippi, the way this is moving north. And it's almost as if it's pulling this with it. Notice these 2 points that I was talking about on the Yucatan. See, in the last few frames, the center circulation is right off of that second tip, not down in here. So if they can give us this coordinates, and I can get it pretty accurate myself, but I'm going to wait because it may be a 1 hour wobble of 3 or 4 frames here, and then it goes back this way. But right now it appears to be headed almost due north. See the pattern of the entire system? So to me, the models are going to change a lot. Let's just say it like that. Now, this is live information. This is one of our hurricane hunters right here, guys. Notice it looks like it's climbing. Here's the Yucatan Peninsula. It's getting ready to do some of the testing. More than likely, this would be either in the 6 p.m. update or the 8 p.m. update. Now, we'll be keeping an eye on it, guys. You also do it. All those links, everything you've seen in this video are on our website at bpearthwatch.com. We're watching it. You watch it. It's heads up. Be safe.